Before the advent of computers, everyone used typewriters. And I can remember being in middle school and typing out a paper and being like, oh, I made a mistake. I got to write the whole thing over again. What do we have today? We have computers. You go back, you delete, you insert, and you're good to go. My name is Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 6, Section 4, number 27, which could be done by hand. I'm going to show everyone how to do it by hand. But then, for those of you with a TI-84 plus CE, I'm going to show how you could use your calculator in order to do this. 27 reads in the XY plane, the graph of line 2x squared minus 6x plus 2y squared plus 2y equals 45 is a circle. What is the radius of the circle? So basically, the standard form for a circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So here, x and y are points on the circle, meaning, like, here's a circle, it's like, you know, a dot, like right on the circle, like over there or something like that. H comma k is the center, boom, right there, and then r is the radius, you know, from the center to the side of the circle. So getting it to that form or close to that form is going to help you to solve this question. First thing, and this is even students who know how to do circles have trouble with this question. Why? Because they're used to the coefficient of x squared and y squared being 1. Here it's 2. So what we got to do first off is we got to pull a 2 out. Pull a 2 out, and then in the parentheses you've got x squared minus 3x plus y squared plus y. And then we're going to close that parentheses, equals 45. And then you would divide both sides by 2. These cancel. Divide this by 2. When I look at my answer choices, I have a decimal there. So I'm going to write this as a decimal, 22.5. And then what I've got to do is I've got to complete the square. So I'm going to copy the first two terms, x squared minus 3x. And then how do you complete the square? Well, it's b over 2 quantity squared. When you're in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So in other words, your b is what's always attached to the x without the exponent. And we see that your b here for the x portion of the equation is negative 3. Negative 3 over 2 is negative 3 over 2. And then when you square it, you've got a positive 9 over 4. But again, we're working with decimals, which would be 2.25. So I put plus 2.25. Then I put plus y squared plus y. I'm running out of room here a little bit. And then the coefficient of y, the same thing. Ax squared plus bx plus c. B is what's attached to the y. There's nothing attached to the y. Then you assume that the y is 1. If you just say, give me apple, you want one apple, right? So give me a y. It's 1y. 1 over 2 is a half. Squared is a fourth. As a decimal, 0.25 plus 0.25. That's a plus. And I underline these on the left because I can't forget to add them to the right. And so when I add 2.25 here and I add 0.25 here, add it all down, I get 25. Now remember, that's in standard form, that's your r squared equals 25. And I could continue to complete the square on the left, but I'm not really concerned with that. If r squared equals 25, then your radius is 5. And that's how you would do it by hand. So now I'm going to show you TI-84 plus CE. So once you power it on, what you're going to do is go to Apps. Apps button is right there. And then after you're at Apps, you're just going to hit number 4 because you can see under number 4 it says conics. So circle is a type of conic. And then number 1, you see circles, so you just hit your number 1 there. And then you see two forms of the circle, the top and the bottom. And you can see that the form that this is in really closely matches the bottom, which is number 2. So you hit number 2. And then what you see on your calculator is that a is attached to x squared and to y squared. So here, what's attached to x squared and y squared? 2. So you put in 2 for your a. B is attached to the x without the exponent. What's attached to the x without the exponent? Negative 6, so I put that in. And then your c is what's attached to your y. What's attached to the y in this original equation? It's 2. Put that in. And then your d is It's actually, on your calculator, it's set equal to 0. The College Board always presents these problems where the number's on the other side. So to set it equal to 0, you'd have to subtract 45 from both sides. So your D actually is going to be negative 45. And then you hit the graph button. And then you see your circle. Now how can you tell your radius of this circle? What you might notice is that the height of the graph matches the diameter. So if I count that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes a half below and a half above for this particular one, but it's 10, and half of 10 is 5 because the radius again is half of the diameter. And that's how you do it with a calculator, which is analogous to your typewriter when writing a paper. Thank you for joining us today. What's actually analogous to your computer when typing a paper. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who doesn't know how to do circle problems. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.